My name is Duane. I became a OneLegacy ambassador after being inspired by a friend that I'd met through the whole donation process. About a year ago, I just started feeling short of breath doing regular activities like walking down the street and then eventually just making the bed or getting dressed in the morning. I'm generally pretty healthy, have no health issues whatsoever. So my husband called 911. I was rushed to emergency in Palm Springs, and they pretty quickly realized that my heart was not performing well, but really didn't know what to do or how to help me. And over the course of a couple days, I went from kind of being fairly normal to learning that I needed a new heart. When I awoke at UCLA, my mother was there. She flew in immediately from Canada. My brother-in-law was there next to my husband. I was really obviously confused. I was in a different hospital setting. I was in a different town. So I was completely disoriented and didn't know what was going on. I think they knew my heart was in such rough condition though that it wasn't gonna recover. The issue turned out to be a rare autoimmune condition called giant cell myocarditis, where my immune system is actually attacking my heart. It's super rare, about 30 people a year or so get it. From the time I got listed until the call came in that they had matched a donor was only 6 days. It was really amazingly fast. Just the fear also of the upcoming surgery. It was just a major life-threatening but also life-saving surgery that I was about to have, and I had no idea how that was going to go. So there was this fear that I hadn't even acknowledged of my heart being taken away from me. And this thing that is so central to your being. So when my heart failed, my other organs started to shut down as well. They did my heart transplant. They also did a kidney transplant that was necessary. So now I have 3 kidneys. I had a ton of support leading up to the surgery and after. I had so many friends coming and going in and out of the hospital. Some of them would just stop by for 5 minutes to just kind of cheer me on and bring me little gifts, and it was so wonderful to have that many friends just that I knew were there for me, and even the ones that didn't visit were just sending all these great messages. It made me realize what a great support network we have and how many great friends we have that I'd kind of forgotten about. And my mother returned actually post-discharge, living with us as a second caregiver, which the hospital required, but also it's just such a huge support because there's just so many little things that you just don't even think about in your regular life that are easy. But for me, I couldn't be left alone. I couldn't, go out into public much. So it just needed a second person to help with groceries and making dinner and doing all those little errands and just bringing me to the hospital. Every week was a day-long event. So it just helped to have that extra help around. This experience, in so many ways changed my life. And my husband has been through heart issues as well. It's just made us even closer. He had open heart surgery to have his valve repaired in the same hospital and recovered in the same ICU that I was in. And when I went in for my surgery, we learned that my transplant surgeon was going to be the same surgeon that did his surgery, which is an amazing, amazing thing. So we've had the same surgeon touch both of our hearts in different ways. I do say a prayer of gratitude every day to so many people that were involved in the whole process, but primarily to my donor and his family. I know my donor was a 20-year-old male. I so appreciate their son's, brother's, father's gift to me that I may not be alive today if it wasn't for him. And all the family and my husband and friends around me, and it's all incredibly valuable, and I think not until I went through this life-changing experience that I can really appreciate those things. It's made me reprioritize everything in my life. I'm not sorry for the emotions. I'm kind of living with it and happy for this emotional journey. Even though I was a registered donor leading up to the transplant, I didn't give it much thought, but I realized after the fact that as a gay man, I couldn't donate blood, yet I could be a registered organ donor. I didn't believe many of the myths that are out there. However, I didn't know the full story, and I now completely understand that the myths that I have heard are just that. It was really important because I think that myth still exists out there, and there are many people in the gay community that I have spoken with and that other ambassadors have spoken with that still believe that you can't be an organ donor as a gay man. The whole process is so much more respectful than I thought it would be. My name is Duane. I'm a heart and kidney recipient, and organ donation saved my life.